So hi, I'm Maria. We did a project where we took a number of people from the community with very different backgrounds, people that have really lived life and seen the gritty side of things, and we brought a group of 8 people together and we trained them as high-level mediators. What I'd really like to do is introduce you to 4 of those people and let them recount their experiences of this training and how they've used this training in their own communities and how they envisage that we could use this in the wider world to tackle problems of violence. Thank you.
I'm coming from Iraq, and you know, Iraq as a country, for 30 years there are a lot of violence.
I'm from Toxteth in Liverpool, where, if anybody knows their history, had one of the worst riots in this country. And one of the reasons for that was everybody was pointing a finger and everybody was negating responsibility.
My experience of the world is blood, guts and glory, you know. The way we think is totally different to the way most people think.
I was born and raised in London, in Ladbroke Grove, and it was in the period of, I suppose, just after the riots, with teddy boys and so on and so forth.
If there was a situation which fundamentally was either argumentative or not necessarily violent, but actually confrontational, I would at times feed into it.
I was in prison. I have got about 20 years.
I saw lots of things. I saw lots of knife crime.
On the training, it was a very interesting group.
They allowed there to be room for truthfulness.
We give each person the opportunity to speak while the other one listens, and then if you've got anything to say, there'll be a point where you're able to say what you need to say. Through this mediation, you can actually help them to see the whole picture.
Truth number 1 is nobody really wants to die today. So we can start our conversation from the fact that, okay, we don't want to turn around and kill anybody, or they don't want to turn around and kill us, we don't want to turn around and kill them. So therefore, we can explore everything else, but we can explore it where nobody feels threatened, nobody feels like they're being dissed.
The lack of communication make all this violence thing in the world. I think 2 things makes people to be violent. They can't express themselves, and the other, they can't understand the other. And I think the training taught me to understand how to let people express themselves, how to request what they need, and on the other side, how listening to others to understand the others' needs.
From the training, I got that one of the things that people really do need to do is to be listened to. They need to be listened to.
I feel that I catched the keys in this training that helped me to do mediation in a professional way.
And you have a way of dealing with things quite directly, but using non-violent language. I got a sense that this is something that I could model.
I feel that this training, I mix it with my experience that I had and religious thing. Now I feel it was very, very, very effective. I tested on a lot of people, and now everybody happy and told me that his or her life has been completely changed.
If you turn around and kill somebody, or somebody's been killed or whatever, there needs to be like some kind of recovery system for everybody, not just like the main family.
The youth are described as being feckless, worthless, no-brainers, and I think that that's far from the truth. And I think that when you start listening to young people and giving them an opportunity to speak about what they are doing and what they're interested in, you get a different picture, your own individual picture of this particular individual or this particular group of young people.
What I'm saying is you should turn around and have people that kids relate to. So Maria, you should be getting this training out to like the captains on the streets. It's not hard at all. The reason why people believe it's hard is because they don't understand the streets.
For me, I'm working to suggest this for Iraqi government to let this training as a part of teacher training.
There's one person particularly who I was always at loggerheads with. And any time my button was pushed, I had to respond. But what I'm finding since the training and actually doing the training, I actually now have a dialogue as opposed to a verbal war, really. I'm able to actually communicate. Yeah.